Hey, listen, we both know why you're here. You messed up. Maybe you said something you shouldn't have, did something you regret, or failed to be the man she needed you to be. And now she's gone. The late-night thoughts hit you hard. You replay every argument, every mistake, and every moment you wish you could undo. You're not alone. A lot of men mess up in relationships. But here's the truth. All hope is not lost. You can turn this around, but it's going to take work. This isn't about begging or guilt-tripping her into coming back. It's about doing the hard, honest work to fix yourself, rebuild trust, and show her you've changed. If you're serious about winning her back, it starts here. You need to know that there's no shortcut. The process takes time, patience, and real effort. So buckle up. This is going to be a journey. But if you're willing to follow through, you'll not only have a chance to get her back, but also become a better man in the process. Let's break this down, step by step, so you can approach this the right way and rebuild what was broken. Number 1. Own what you did without excuses. The first step is the hardest. You have to take full responsibility for what happened. This isn't about beating yourself up or wallowing in self-pity. It's about being brutally honest with yourself about how you messed up. Did you neglect her feelings, cheat on her, lie, take her for granted? Whatever it was, stop trying to justify it. Excuses like, well, she wasn't perfect either, or I didn't mean it that way, won't help you here. Instead, sit with the uncomfortable truth. You hurt her, and it's on you to fix it. Think about how your actions must have made her feel. Really try to put yourself in her shoes, where she left feeling disrespected, unimportant, betrayed. This step is crucial because unless you fully acknowledge your role, you won't be able to genuinely apologize or make the changes you need to make. Owning your mistakes is the foundation of rebuilding trust. It's not just about convincing her. It's about proving to yourself that you're capable of taking responsibility like a grown man. Without this, the rest of the steps won't work. So start here, no matter how uncomfortable it feels. Number 2, give her space to process. When you're desperate to fix things, your first instinct might be to call her, text her non-stop, or try to explain yourself right away. Don't. As counterintuitive as it might feel, the best thing you can do right now is step back and give her space. Imagine this from her perspective. She's hurt, she's angry, and she needs time to process her emotions. If you bombard her with messages, you'll only add to her frustration and make her feel like you're not respecting her boundaries. Let her breathe. A woman needs to feel safe to even consider reconnecting, and giving her space is the first way to show her respect. Use this time to focus on yourself, not her. Yes, it's hard. You'll want to check her social media or send that just checking in text, but don't give in. Trust me, absence creates curiosity. If you disappear for a while, it gives her a chance to miss you, and that's important. Space doesn't mean you've given up. It means you're mature enough to let her process things on her terms. Number 3, reflect on the man you were. It's easy to point fingers or blame circumstances when a relationship falls apart, but now's the time to take a hard look at yourself. Who were you in the relationship? Were you someone she could count on? Did you make her feel loved and valued, or did you take her for granted? Did you bring your best self to the table, or did you let laziness, insecurities, or bad habits get in the way? This kind of self-reflection can feel brutal, but it's necessary. Relationships don't end out of nowhere. They break down because of patterns, yours and hers. Right now you can't focus on her part. You can only fix yours. Write it all down if it helps, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Maybe you realize you weren't a great listener, or you let small arguments turn into big blowouts. Whatever it is, be honest. This step is crucial because you can't move forward unless you understand where you went wrong. The goal isn't to shame yourself but to learn and grow. Self-awareness is the first step toward change, and she'll notice the difference if you take this seriously. Number 4, work on yourself. Seriously, if you want her back, you have to show her you've changed, and that starts with working on yourself. But let me be clear, this isn't about putting on a show or pretending to change just to win her over. It's about genuinely improving as a person. Start with the basics. Are you physically healthy? If not, hit the gym or start running. Exercise isn't just about looks. It's about building discipline and confidence. Are you mentally and emotionally stable? If you're carrying baggage, consider therapy or self-help books to work through your issues. Are you passionate about your life? Pick up a hobby, focus on your career, or work toward a personal goal. Growth is attractive. When she sees you leveling up, not just for her, but for yourself, it'll grab her attention. Here's the key. Don't tell her what you're doing. Let her see it. When you're living your best life, it's undeniable. You'll exude a confidence and energy that's hard to resist. Number 5, apologize with sincerity, not expectation. When the time comes to apologize, make sure it's sincere and not some tactic to win her back. A real apology is about taking accountability for your actions and expressing genuine remorse, not pressuring her to forgive you or take you back. Start by being clear and direct. Say something like, "I've been thinking about what happened between us, and I need to tell you how sorry I am. I hurt you, and I take full responsibility for it. You didn't deserve that, and I've been working on myself to make sure I don't make the same mistakes again." The key here is not to overcomplicate your apology. Keep it simple and heartfelt. Avoid excuses and don't try to shift the blame onto her or anyone else. Let her feel the weight of your sincerity. And here's the hard part. Don't expect an immediate response. She might not be ready to forgive you yet, and that's okay. The point of apologizing is to give her closure and show her that you've grown, not to manipulate her into coming back. If she feels like your apology is genuine, it'll stick with her, even if she doesn't show it right away. Number 6, respect her boundaries. Even when it's hard, respecting her boundaries is one of the most important and most overlooked steps in getting her back. If she's asked for space, give it to her. If she's told you she needs time to think, don't rush her. Pressuring her or crossing her boundaries will only confirm any doubts she has about you. It shows immaturity and a lack of respect. Remember, she needs to feel safe and secure before she can even consider trusting you again. This step is tough because it forces you to fight against your instincts. You'll want to call her, show up uninvited, or send long texts explaining how much you've changed. Don't. Instead, focus on building trust through your actions, not your words. Respect is a cornerstone of any relationship, and showing her that you can respect her wishes, even when it's painful for you, goes a long way in proving you've matured. When you give her the space she's asking for, you're also allowing her to miss you. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is step back and let her realize on her own what life without you feels like. That's how respect and patience pay off. Number 7, start rebuilding trust. Gradually. Once she's open to communication. Again, take things slow. Don't immediately jump into heavy conversations about getting back together. Instead, focus on rebuilding a foundation of trust. Start with light, casual conversations. Ask her how she's doing and genuinely listen to her responses. Keep things positive and low pressure. Don't make everything about the relationship. Show her that you're interested in her as a person, not just as your ex. Over time, as you rebuild trust, you can start having deeper conversations. When those moments come, be honest and vulnerable, but don't overdo it. For example, if she asks how you've been, you can say, "I've been working on myself a lot. There are things I've realized about how I handled things in the past, and I'm committed to being better, whether it's in this relationship or in life overall." That kind of statement shows growth without putting pressure on her. Rebuilding. Trust is a process, and there's no shortcut. You have to show her through your actions, not just your words, that you're serious about change. Trust is earned, not demanded, and it'll take time to get there. Number 8. Show her the new you through actions, not promises. It's easy to say you've changed, but actions always speak louder than words. If you used to make promises and then break them, she's going to need proof that this time is different. So show her. If one of your issues was being unreliable, make sure you're consistent now, not just with her, but in your life as a whole. If you were emotionally distant, start opening up more, even with friends and family. These changes will naturally shine through in your interactions with her. But here's the thing. Don't flaunt your growth. Don't send her long texts listing all the ways you've improved. Let her see it organically. For example, if she notices that you've started taking better care of yourself, she'll be intrigued. If she hears from mutual friends that you've been working on a passion project or picking up new skills, it'll catch her attention. The point is to let your actions do the talking. At the same time, don't make these changes just to win her back. Do it for yourself. If your growth is authentic, it'll resonate with her on a deeper level. She'll see the difference, and it'll make her reconsider what she walked away from. Number 9. Focus on building a better future together. When the time comes to talk about the relationship, don't focus solely on the past. Yes, it's important to acknowledge your mistakes and take responsibility for them, but don't dwell on the negatives. Instead, shift the conversation toward what a better future could look like. Talk about what you've learned and how you want to approach things differently moving forward. For example, you could say, "I know I messed up by not listening to you when you needed me. That's something I've been working on, and it's made me realize how important communication is. If we were to try again, I'd want us to be a team, listening to each other and working through things together." Statements like this show that you've reflected on your behavior and are serious about building a healthier relationship. This conversation shouldn't feel like pressure. Instead, it should be about creating a vision for something better. Be honest about your intentions, but also be clear that you respect her decision, whatever it may be. The key is to show her that you're committed to growth, not just for her, but for the relationship as a whole. Number 10. Be ready to walk away if necessary. This is the hardest step, but it's also the most important. You have to be prepared to let go if she decides not to come back. No amount of effort can guarantee that she'll forgive you or want to rebuild the relationship. If she's made up her mind, you need to respect that decision and focus on moving forward with your life. Walking away doesn't mean you've failed. In fact, it's one of the strongest things you can do. It shows that you respect yourself enough not to beg or cling to something that isn't meant to be. Use this as an opportunity to grow even more. Keep working on yourself and channel your energy into becoming the best version of yourself, physically, emotionally, and mentally. Here's the silver lining. If she sees that you've truly changed and are thriving without her, it might make her reconsider down the line. And if she doesn't, then you'll be in a much better position to attract someone who's right for you. Either way, you win. Because at the end of the day, this journey isn't just about getting her back. It's about becoming a better man, for her and for yourself. Listen, I know this isn't easy. When you've messed up, it can feel like the end of the world, like you've lost something you'll never get back. But let me tell you this. No matter what happens, this journey is going to change you. If you follow these steps with an open heart, you're not just trying to win her back. You're rebuilding yourself into a man you can be proud of. Maybe she'll come back and maybe she won't. That's the reality you have to accept. But the point isn't just about getting her back. It's about becoming a better man. One who can love, communicate, and respect at a higher level. If she sees the growth in you, there's a good chance she'll reconsider. But even if she doesn't, you'll walk away stronger, wiser, and ready to create a healthier relationship in the future, whether it's with her or someone new. So, take a deep breath. Take it one step at a time, and trust the process. You've got what it takes to turn this around. Now go out there and show the world and yourself the man you were always meant to be.